What is up? What is going on, everybody? It is the Money Match Gaming Podcast. I'm a part of your co-host team, The Infinite. I am here today with the one and only Smurf,
Was that?
MMG marketing guy, the guru of Money Match Gaming, leading the way in marketing, letting you guys know what's going on in the esports scene, specifically Smash today. So today we're going to talk about Get on My Level and a little bit of Smash news that have been going on. But I'll let Smurf take it off, give a real introduction for who he is, even though you should already know who he is, and we'll get started.
Oh, yeah, sure. Introduction. What's up, everybody? It's your boy MMG Smurf. CMO here at My Match Gaming. As Infinite said, I run a lot of the marketing content production here, and you also see me all the time at arenas and live streams. So if you're into our content, this isn't your first time stopping by, I'm sure you're used to seeing me. If you decide to stick around, I'm sure you'll see me that much more. Welcome. But yeah, as you said, let's just get right into it. Today we're talking about Get on My Level, aka GOML, which is a Smash Bros event in Canada. I'm not sure actually what city specifically GOML is in. Do you know specifically?
I believe it's Toronto.
Toronto. Oh,
Yeah, tweets victorious in Toronto. Little ad here we have in the background from Twitter.
See. So as the Infinite said, Tweak
here.
SB as he used to be, but Tweak one Get on My Level. I don't think is Tweak with a team yet. I think.
Yes.
Did he sign with somebody?
Yes. I think it's TSM. It's TSM. I'm sure. Team Solomon.
Damn. That's a solid. Yeah, but Tweak was number 2, I believe, in Super Smash Bros. 4 before that. Went to bye-bye, and I'm not surprised to see him so good in Smash Ultimate. I feel like as far as top players in Smash Ultimate go currently, maybe Tweak.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like early to say like who's the best. You know, I think that conversation needs a longer legacy than a few months, you know, and in one PR round from different regions and things of that nature, and people having like a real firm understanding of the game and stuff. Because I still don't think like we've mastered the game. You know, there's like a lot of weird things that are going to happen over, you know, the next few months with new patches and stuff. Because like I have a feeling that they're going slow with the patching and things of that nature with the game, and then they're just going to flip the script, and then all of a sudden it's going to be an entirely different game. But like as far as him being one of the best, easy, hands down, can't argue. Like he's already done it, you know. Like I was looking at his Twitter feed. He's like, yeah, I have 5 rings now. It's like it's so baller. Just straight up, yeah, I got 5 rings. Can't wait to take a picture with him. And I'm like, damn, bro. Damn.
I like that too. I noticed recently that Tweak has been. I feel like he's been a little bit more active on Twitter and a little bit more social, in a sense, than previously. Or just like a little bit. I don't know, because he's a very much like a scene kid type of social media personality. And this was like, I don't know, like not that he's breaking his personality a whole bunch, but that he's like just a little bit more social with it and like taking his role into consideration. And this comes after him actually making a direct tweet about that and about a lot of these Smash players, you know, being professionals, and how and it wasn't actually like a positive tweet. The tweet was like him being a little, it sounded like he was a little upset that like his personal life was like always becoming news. He's like, you know, I do this or that and it's just news. It's news. It's like everything is news. And I think he actually just started to step into it in like more of a positive way, similar to like the Hungry Box Crab situation, where it's like, well, these are things that kind of come along with that lifestyle. Like it is like a celebrity type of lifestyle where you are known by people internationally. But anyways, with Tweak, proud of him for getting that dub at GOML. Proud of him for stepping into the spotlight in a positive way. I feel like he's making a good name for himself, and looking forward to the more Tweak in the spotlight.
Well,
moving on to the next portion.
real quick.
You got something to say?
Yeah, I do have a little 2 cents, you know, and like I completely understand Tweak in this sense. But like I feel like we have to make this statement a lot, simply because like I feel like us MMG in general, currently everybody on the squad is not one that wants to be the outspoken entertainer per se. We really do want to do some of the groundwork for building esports in general. And in this situation, like it seems to me like there's this weird kind of segue that's like important to figure out, which is like I'm jumbling my words a little bit, so I'm just gonna like blanket statement and then try to clean it up afterwards. In general, I think this is needed. I think people do need to have this front-facing, entertaining face, and so on and so forth. I think we do need to make a shift, as far as an esports is concerned, into more of a front-facing athlete mentality of like, doing interviews, interacting with fans, signing things, doing meetups, doing the general things that established sports do, in order for us to kind of make that final thrust into the spotlight and kind of make this scene and esports in general everything that it needs to be. And I understand him completely, especially prefacing it with, us not really wanting to truly be in the sole spotlight and things of that nature, because I don't think anybody on the squad wants to be that. But I enjoy that he is doing it, but I understand the pain and difficulty of doing it. And, just mad props, man. Because he definitely did say something earlier, along those lines like, hey, I'm supposed to be this, but I'm not. I'm just an awkward kid playing video games, and I wish it would stay that way. And that's kind of some of the earlier tweets that I saw of Tweak, which is, it's sad, but hey, it'll work out. You're doing good, man.
Got this. All right. Next up, we just wanted to do a quick rundown of the top 8 from GOML. Infinite. What?
Boom. So, top 8, Tweak number 1, Mars number 2, Esam number 3, MK Leo 4, Samsor 5th, Nairo 5th, Shiro James 7th, and Cosmos 7th. I'm unfamiliar with why they have the same numbers, but do you know by chance?
That's how bracket works out, I believe.
Okay, and they don't want to play for those specific spots, I guess.
Yeah.
So Tweak played Roy and Wario. Mars played Zero Suit Samus. Esam played Pikachu. MK Leo played Joker and Lucina. And Samsor played Peach. Nairo played Palutena. And Soryo James played Crom, and Cosmos played Inkling.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I don't know if there's a clip that you preference that to just give us something in the background. But I will say this about all of the players in general. I have not seen a whole bunch of play from a lot of them in Ultimate with some of these characters, other than let's say like Isam, Nairo, some Leffen footage, because I feel like Leffen footage is super easy to come by, and Tweak. So some of these other guys, Cosmos, haven't seen really a lot of his Inkling. So it was interesting seeing some Cosmos Inkling play. Also the Shoyo Jones. Interesting seeing that with the his Crom in the top. And I don't know. What else was I really shocked with, actually? Oh, I didn't get to see these battles, but it was like, what did he say specifically? It was some of the matchups that Cosmos had to get to the finals. I don't know. I just feel like Cosmos had a really hard road to get to the finals with the Inkling, and I feel like Inkling was talked about a lot in the very beginning of Smash Ultimate. But recently, as everybody's kind of playing this whole tier list war battle game, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't seem like there's like a lot of Inkling players like really out there like that. Seems like they kind of been left behind. So it was really, that was like, yeah, they took out like the Buzz and someone else. And it's just, I don't know. It just really, I feel like Inkling's high tier. I feel like Inkling's like super high tier. But in the current tier listing of things in the patches coming out, I feel like they're getting kind of left behind. So I thought that was a really interesting route. I don't know. Was there anything that you really took away from the top 8?
That the game's still not really figured out. I remember a lot of people saying Zero Suit Samus was like, cheeks, and then it's like, I don't know, we watch our boy King Chris, like it's like you could see the limitations of the character, but like the trade offs in a lot of senses might not be that bad. Like the whole keep away thing, like I mean, it might take a lot for her to kill, but like she can dance, man. Like it's just like I don't know any other way to put it. Is like it's just so hard to. It's like just watching good players fight against her is like you just get sad. Like it's like, what do you do except watch her like jump over you, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna challenge, and then the bouncing fish like just crushes you, and then he buries you, and then he runs up to you and he up Bs and he has enough speed to just punish any kind of mistake that you make and can kind of create enough space to where it's really hard to kind of close that gap and stuff. So I mean, I obviously didn't win, but like clearly just a lot to figure out with the game in general. So,
all right. Well, solid statement. I'll agree. It's if nothing else, we're seeing a lot of mix-ups of different characters still approaching the top 8. It's not like you see like, oh, it's just a fresh set of 8 faces in the top 8. But the people that are allowed to get in the top 8, things like Void taking victories in certain tournaments and whatnot, still like early on in Ultimate, not like 5 years after mastering a character.
Right.
Is like really nice. So moving on, our third topic was just we have a little clip of the day. And that was an awesome little clip we found of this Pac-Man on the Forces boat.
Let's get it in full view. Alright, so starting from the beginning, sound off. It's pretty gangster.
That was real.
It's so rude, man. Like,
oh man. So I just thought that was a pretty nasty clip. If you guys have any dope clips, we've been doing clips for LP in our Discord server. If you follow us on dlive.tv, you can send me a DM with your clip. So a clip featuring yourself doing something dope with Smash Bros. If we feature you on our social media, that's 50 LP to yourself. If it gets over 2,000 views, oh my God, that's so much, Murph. Not really. It's kind of becoming an average. But if it gets over 2,000 views, you get another 50 LP. So,
clap.
Clap. All right. The next portion of this podcast, we're going to move into some more pop culture topics around the Smash Bros. Community. So the first thing that we had up was this Twitter topic here of our boy DC. That's our boy, like we know him, but we don't really know him. But commentator DC has recently tweeted that he's come down with a neural disease. You got that popped up there. I know it's probably a little bit small for you guys, so I'm just going to read through it. FYI, for those who don't already know, I've been diagnosed with a neuromuscular disease that affects my walking and dexterity, which is why I've been absent from streaming at events. Prognosis is not very good. More information when I feel comfortable talking about it. So for anybody out there who's a big fan of DC, a little bit of the Smash team, also big Pokemon guy, but if anybody out there is a fan of him, this is the time to show him some love. Because people that get into esports get into it more so because it's a passion of some sort. They're going for something like that as a career, and something like that is like, it's like being an athlete and getting an Achilles ankle buster or something, like anything like that. It's like, oh, that's going to affect some
career changing.
Yeah, very career changing. So hopefully whatever organizations he is with are taking care of him in that sense. Well, I don't know. What do you feel happening?
Right under that tweet, he says, DC says, but yeah, be careful subtweeting our people about not playing the game when you have no idea what kind of situation they're going through. Anyway, I stand by what I said. I'm excited for people to come out and play at BB Tag with tomorrow's patch. Basically, someone underneath wrote, the most unfortunate comment I've seen today was someone replying to Arc Systems that they can't wait for a game to be played again when they themselves currently do not play the game and haven't since a few months post-launch. as he said, yeah, like he's just like love's love, man, and like at the end of the day, man, like can we stop like, oh, but they're not playing the game or supporting the game the way I want them to. Like, I don't know. He's excited. Like, can he just express excitement? And it's not that matters too much. Like, I understand people wanting there to be, complete and utter support for what it is they do, but like, just accept that we're early in esports and things will develop as they may, and then we'll slowly move through the process. But yeah, man, it just kind of sucks. And I don't know. I just don't really like comments like that. And maybe it has a little bit to do with his condition and stuff like that. But it just sucks, man. It just sucks.
Well put. And hopefully the prognosis gets a little bit better for him, man. Hopefully he's able to continue living the dream. Next up, I feel like this was similar to like the kind of like, I don't know, right now I feel like we're like almost in like a health state of the podcast. So next up we had Etika, previous popular Smash Bros. Streamer. I forget what other games, not streamer necessarily. Well, he streams some, but I forget other games he commentates for. But popular commentator. Once had ties with, I believe, even Nintendo. All of that's kind of gone downhill after some beef with YouTube that just sparked him into a different type of animal, which also seems to have spiraled. Like it went from the beef with YouTube kind of shutting him down from a video to like, I believe he ran to Twitch then, and it was just beef on Twitch, beef on YouTube. However that affected him mentally and with his audience and with them feeling like how troll he started to get, I'd imagine he's just being bombarded with that many more trollish people and edgelord type people in his life then. Especially being the internet, who else is going to come to your videos like that and your tweets like that? Anyways, spiraling until we get this event, which is all but just about a month ago, where Etika was playing Smash Bros, of course, and streaming on Instagram about a revolution. I'll say it. About a revolution. So I don't think there's like any. I'm not sure where the exact specific beginning, like where it all really starts, because it seemed like by time like most footage that I could find starts, it's like he's already kind of hyped up, and it's like, did he just start hyped up as if there were already people outside and stuff like that doing this type of thing or something, or what? But when even the footage kind of shows people already outside and like in this type of situation have already started. So, and there being officers present immediately. And so anyways, the presence of these officers being outside and shooing people away, as they were kind of just talking outside of his apartment, only, instigated the situation that much further. And he goes on to say things like, I'm rich, I'm famous. What are you doing here? Let me just live my life. I'm famous. It's quite ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, which is all in a similar tone to what Etika had been like, casting out on his Twitter and whatnot. After the break with YouTube and Twitter or Twitch, pretty much Twitter. But yeah, it just continued to escalate to screaming out the window, crowd gathering, the police, shooing the crowd away, them basically sending up a police task force, as well as maybe some paramedics with the initial, but they were asking him to get into his apartment to check him out. From Etika's point, and like what he was trying to like frame this as, and again, the shouting out in the street is what like just killed this one for you, buddy. But the thing that he was trying to portray on the video seemed to be that, it started with these police officers talking outside of his home about whatever the heck not leaving, and then them coming up to his door and asking to be let into the apartment, so that they could check up on him, and him just being like, no, for what? Um, and then being like, we want to make sure, like, they continue to see, like, this is kind of the part we're watching right now. They're like, well, you know, we want to make sure that you're okay. We want to make sure that you're okay. And he's like, you can watch me on Instagram Live. It's like, I'm fine. I'm eating cereal and playing Smash Bros. Um, it's quite ridiculous that, like, and that was also like concerning to people, is that he kept this type of like almost like comedic you know, like type of demeanor as the situation escalated, you know, as more officers gathered on the street, as people came up to his door. And as it continues to go into because he's like, no, I'm not letting you in. You can see that I'm fine. Like, you guys are like harassing me and this and that. Like, it's like, and that was the start of it. It's like, why are you guys outside of my apartment? And doing all this stuff. So that doesn't go over too well for him. They end up busting his door down. And there's a portion where they ask him to come over to the door after they've busted the door down. You know, he's like reluctant to do it. As he walks over slowly, but like, I mean, as rightfully so, and lets him know that he's scared. And they proceed to arrest him, take him outside, and take him away on a stretcher. And that was the drama that we had from Etika about a month ago. He was released from, he wasn't taken to prison or like, you know, jail. He was taken to a hospital, psych ward. He was released that same day, and began posting troll pictures, which first started with people at the psych ward and then continued with people out in public.
I mean, like, this is one of those situations to where, like, I feel like he has nothing better to do. Like, and that's not like an insult. He's obviously successful in his own right. He can do whatever he wants with the attention that he has, and he does have support from a lot of different people, including people in the Smash scene. Just in general, people support him. They like him. They think he's comedic and stuff. But I mean, to me, his attitude in general does not reflect what I'm used to seeing from people. You know, he's just like, especially with like probably how his like DMs are, how his interactions with his fans are, how trolly everything is, how trolly he is. You know, it's like, for me personally, thinking about it, like, it's easy to get trapped in a fake vortex of people, things, attention, whatever you want to call it, and like, to me, that's kind of what this feels like it is like, you know, getting into this like really fake state of being, you know, and it's just kind of how it is, man. It's like, me and you both have friends that are like, yeah, please, like, just follow instructions in this situation, please, because it's like, it's not a game. But they keep playing and they keep pushing buttons. What are they gonna do? And it's like, dude, they'll kill you. like that's the end goal. Like, this does not turn out well. Period. It's gonna cost you money. They never replace your door, by the way, when they break it down. Like, it's just busted, and you know, like, you foot the bill for that. You know, and it's like, yeah. Is it worth it? Is it worth it for like clout? You know, it's like, sure, you got some clout. People are like, oh gosh, he's really doing that. And yeah, he is. And, you know, it costed him some money. And, you know, like, they could have shot him. Especially today's environment. Bro, you black, man. Like, we know how it feels, man. Like, don't play those crazy games, man. Because they will shoot you. And then they'll walk away. And then they'll have their job. And they'll chill. And they'll be waking up, eating cereal, playing Smash Bros. Themselves. Like, it's not worth it. But, you know, hey, to each their own. And, you know, it's not like he's not doing, you know, something right, because he's popular and people like him. So, you know.
Right.
But with that said, one final thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of his friends that are also personalities, like Omni and, you know, like a lot of the other people who are popular in the scene, are worried, which should definitely send some red flags. Like,
right, which is exactly what I was going to ask you. So this is what I'm going to ask you before we get off this topic. Which is like, do you feel like the Etika situation has turned into more of an actual concerning situation, that not just like for his actions, like, oh, this is a person who's acting a little reckless, like a Jake Paul type of situation or something like that, but more so like a mental. Well, I guess that was also his. That's also what he was claiming, which is a mental disorder situation. Jake Paul's in the situation has. I believe he had an injury when he was younger and actually has like a metal plate or something of that sort in his head, which he's claiming affects his ability to make certain judgments. So that's why he claims like sometimes he'll make like, in the key of his comedy, will make these off-call jokes. And in the case of Etika and a lot of his fans and a lot of his closer friends and whatnot in the community, they're feeling like it's a mental disorder situation that's maybe starting to get a little out of control. Or is this just something that's kind of stemming out of like you not keeping your friends in the loop as you're continuing down this super troll mentality? What do you feel?
No,
There's no wrong answer.
well, in general, like I don't think there's like a huge sickness, in our culture and in people and stuff. I think just people value the wrong things, like in all these situations to where I'm observing people kind of do some of the things that they're doing. Like it's kind of like a situation to where they just like clearly value the wrong things. Like to some level, do I think Etika's like a real cool guy? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's like fun hanging out with him, but it's like, like, hey, stop joking sometimes. Like sometimes it's not appropriate. And like I get that you want to be yourself. I get that you want to be authentic, but like the different times call for different things, and it's like sitting down with your kid, because like I'm a dad, so it's like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, talking to my daughter and she's like, let's play, and I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night and you're supposed to be asleep. It's not time to play, man. Like, go to sleep. And that's not me, oppressing my daughter. It's not me kind of interacting in a way that's like me trying to decide what she needs to do. It's like, no, I actually care about you. And this is like self-help. This is like self-love. This is teaching you how to take care of yourself. And a lot of these situations, like America doesn't care about mental health. And it's like one of the biggest issues. I was listening to like a few gun issues while I was working today, and they're like, hey, does America have like a gun issue or like a mental health issue? And there's like these talks about like, it's like partly culture. It's partly, like little training and stuff. It's partly, poverty. Like it's a really complex thing, but like mental health it just needs to be taken seriously. And like, damn, like what would make you act this reckless? Like I'm looking at the video as we're talking. I'm like, bro, like, are you insane? They have guns. They're standing outside your door with guns, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm like, what about if they use the gun to push into the door for a second? Like, oh, we're not getting locked the way we want.
Well, they would use charges, and so it's like they put explosives on the door and they blow.
Do you
the
think
door
that's
that
what
way.
they use? No, I think they hit it. I think they were hitting it with like a ram.
They do that too. I'm just saying that they can use like explosives to breach doors and things of that nature, because they do have that. So like typically the ram's enough, but if you know how to like secure your place, they might use explosives. Depending on like how dangerous the situation is.
I was just laughing like right before you like started into like the daughter topic and stuff. I let you go because it was like great. Like I'm like, oh well, it's like perfect and like right on par with what we're talking about. Made me laugh like as they just broke his door in like an instant. Like he's talking to them outside the door, just saying that, and like he's like you can see his mouth like word nope, and then he just like pushes the little lock across. I'm like, bro, dude.
And it's like I get that you
outside of your door.
Yeah, it's like I get that you don't want to let them in, but like you don't have a choice.
Yeah,
and it's like if they have to enter, because they have to they have to respond. They have to respond, and you either have to come out the house like, yo, I don't want you in my house, but you can certainly we can have a conversation. I can come out. You guys can take me into custody, and we can have that conversation. I don't want you to my house. I think you could have got away with that. And then it's like whoever swatted you, just legally punish them, and like bam, like it's done, and it's like that's definitely not me. That's it. But like more props to him. It's not like he's like there's a plus side to this. He's popular. like that. There's no way this doesn't get you clout. So like it works both ways, right? He's like super popular on the internet. We're not. So hey. Props, man.
All right. So moving on to the next topic, we're still in our pop culture segment of today's podcast. We're kind of just leaving the mental health kind of segment / health segment. And we're going into Anti's new look. How do you feel about Antai's new look?
I mean, I'm only gonna say is like I only think of Cisco.
It's like
Like
there's a new look and a new photographer. Because he is everywhere in these shots with this new look. I'm like, okay, we get it. It's like, no, but they're nice shots. I like the new look. Like it's little Cisco. I feel like it's like a little. It's kind of like a throwback to like the '90s early. Like it's not that people aren't doing highlights in their hair and stuff like that. Like that's not like current or something. But I definitely feel like he gives off kind of like this like old school slash trendy look with it, which is very much in like let's say like the Japanese, Korean culture, and a lot of fashion, which is where Antai's been spending a lot of his time lately, as well as Mexico. So not surprised there. Um, you say Cisco, I say Dennis Rodman. I say Rodman. Um, I think he needs to get the lip ring, and that would be it.
it
He
would be
got the
done.
lip ring, it would be
You
over.
couldn't argue now.
He got the rings in the ear. I think he's got like the note. He's got everything else.
It'd be. I couldn't argue.
If he goes to the green, the Joker green next, then he's totally rocking off of Rodman, dude.
Yeah.
He's just like.
But if it goes white, son. If it goes white,
it goes white. All right, that's the bet.
It's over, son.
If it goes
it's
white,
over.
or if it's going green.
But like I mentioned earlier, about the whole tweak thing and him embracing the spotlight a little bit more. We actually do need more Antai. We just do. Let's just be real. Like we need these personalities. Like it's what pushes the culture forward. It's what allows casual people to embrace us and for like. Because like we're invested in making esports work. We're invested to make Smash esports work. Especially in the online sphere. And like we just need this. We just need people that people can reach out to and attach themselves to, and to bring it full circle. So like yeah, we just need it, and it's like we're getting there, man. Because we're getting the whole why does his name slip me? Sonic Fox, we're getting the ninjas, the Doctor Disrespects and stuff, and like we're getting there, and it's like it just helps us move us forward. So
see, I'm happy to say I'll say this because I made a joke earlier this week on our stream thing about Antai, but I'm an Antai fan. I like Antai's posts on social media. I like the persona, the world traveler. The Cisco, the Dennis Rodman, whatever Antai wants to be that day. I like that he's confident enough to do all that stuff. I like when people are confident enough to just rock whatever the hell they want to rock. So I think Antai is a pretty awesome guy in the Smash community, despite like whatever type of issues have occurred in the past. I'll also say that I'm just happy to see Antai still be like a Smash celebrity and still in the Smash eye, like socially, in terms of working on different content, podcast situations, and bringing something else to the Smash community. I think he was talking about getting MK Leo recently to help him out with creating like a nightlife type of podcast, which is like straight up his alley. I mean, he's a younger Smash guy who's also legal age and world traveling and stuff like that. Has sponsors with big companies. So of course he's living some nightlife. But making that kind of like a thing for Smash people, like specific to Smash, like there's like some gaming places that you can go out at night, or like this is where Smash be. I found a lot of gamers here and stuff like that, which I think is really cool since you have these people that are traveling to different events, and stuff like that is needed to build esports, where people are like, oh, that's like the gaming bar, that's where those people go, and they don't just go to the event, go to their hotel room, or if you didn't get that hotel where everybody's at, you're out. So I think that's really cool. And again, I'm just happy to see him still in the public eye, despite not having the best results in Smash Ultimate yet. Still not having horrible results, having good results, but we haven't seen him in top 8s like we were in Smash 4. But, as the game grows, I think we'll see him continuing to build up as long as his career and content doesn't take off too much.
Oh, you think it's like that? You think he?
I think so. I think he has that. I think he has that goal, man. I think, look, if Anti could become a model and like make tons of money, and they were like, yeah, just hold a controller up and model, he'd be like, all right, no more Smash. They're like, no more Smash. He'd be like, I'm gonna still play it, but I'm not sure.
Right. Stop
But I
competing.
feel like Anti would totally take these different like opportunities. I feel like specifically though, the like the kind of the content thing that he's like, I feel like that in like fashion, if and that's why I say like the modeling thing, because I feel like fashion and just like that content creation aspect would like take him away.
I
Um,
could see him as like a TV host of some kind.
mhm.
When he was like, kind of towards the end of Smash 4, when he was kind of like preparing for Ultimate, he was kind of an advocate for that, and they had him like outside playing Smash with random people walking by. I was like, that's like it's like low key host, man. That's like like the making of a host, in my opinion. And
See, I'm like, what you need to do is make a little fashion show featuring him, Mute Ace, Sam Sora, Vicky Kit, no, not Vicky Kitty, Damaris,
yikes.
makeup, makeup, Kokiri, like have the fashion people, Senpai, put them in there. Put them in there, and I feel like that would be like a really awesome group actually to have, like actually do something like that. It's a shame. It's a shame there's tensions in this group, but I think there needs to be. I think there needs to be. I think that could be easily like fixed if people actually just talked anti um,
Right.
about it. Anyways, that's off of Anti's new look. More power to him. Our last topic of the day is Vicky Kitty. So Vicky Kitty had some big news earlier today / yesterday. So happy to share some amazing news. I'm happy to announce that I am now an official Nintendo America brand ambassador. It's Vicky Kitty stepping up in the world, taking the place of probably Etika, and becoming a Nintendo brand ambassador. Which is I was like, I feel like Nintendo and esports, like we've had enough. Like we've seen this Jake Paul, like in the videos, we've seen this etiquette in the esports and stuff. We're not taking our chances. We're the women of esports. And Vicky Kitty gets up there. Um, I think she's the right girl for the job. I think she's the right girl for the job. Do you have any opinions of Vicky?
I think she's like super humble, so it's like I want to like like reserve judgment, because
Mm-hmm.
like these kinds of spotlighty things do tend to change people. So not to say that she's going to be anything ridiculous or evolve into anything ridiculous, but like when I watch some of the things that she does in her content, it's very it feels very naivete. That doesn't mean it is. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean she is, because like obviously I don't know her, but like just obviously from the lens and filter that I do get to see her, like I'm always like I don't, like it feels like you need a little bit more living in the space before it like really matures you in a way. And like again, that's not an insult. There's nothing wrong with being fresh and new and stuff like that. And I know she's been around for a while, but that's just the vibe I get from her. But
Do you mean
props to her.
living? Do you mean like living in the like Smash community space, or?
Like just like listening to her talk. Now I don't listen to a whole lot, but what I have heard was like, I'm so new, I'm so this, I'm so that, and I'm just glad I'm here, blah 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 blah. She'll talk about, like not necessarily knowing what she's doing and things of that nature. And that's probably just a few clips that I've seen, but like, you go off of what you know. Again, it's like one small lens and I don't know her, so you know.
Mhm. I'll say this. I'll say, Vicky Kitty is, streamer, to start with, moved into commentating. And so, very used to talking to audiences and whatnot and about Smash Bros. And analyzing the game. But yeah, fairly new as far as like, oh, does she have half a decade of doing it? No. I think she's like in year like 2 or something like that of like doing any type of commentation on Smash Bros. Um, like outside of online. I'm pretty sure that's about it. Um, but that's a decent amount of time in that. and to be doing that for whatever game, and it makes, and again, this is a new game that's coming out, and so I think we also have to take that into consideration. Where it's, well, I guess it's just a Nintendo America brand ambassador, where it's like she's getting her clout from Smash Bros, but it's more so, I don't know, can you rep the brand? And that's kind of like when my first comment was like, I feel like it's replacing Erica, because that was like, hey, we got somebody that can rep like our game. They like Nintendo stuff. And then that kind of went away. That's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you like Nintendo stuff. um, so yeah, I feel like them going in this direction. I feel like it's a solid choice. I feel like Vicky's a nice commentator, very humble, like you said. I feel like makes interesting content, has a nice little friend group within the Smash community where she can also make content with them, invite them in to make certain types of content with them. So I think it'll only be good for Smash Bros. And for other people on their way up. And mentions in the notes, I know you can see it, but I think potentially next up in this type of ladder, somebody else who's joined, commentating a little bit after Vicky Kitty, especially like more in the real professional scene. So I know you're probably getting Vicky saying a lot of that because, the level of event, honestly, is that much bigger, where she's like, I'm not used to being up on this stage and doing this, like
I can hear my voice.
Yeah, like, wow, this is huge. There's all these people. So I'm sure that's like where a lot of that's coming from, her just being like, wow, this is like the stage just keeps increasing. But I think Senpai would be up next. I would not at all be shocked to see like Vicky Kitty and Senpai in the near future, like really like dominating the Smash scene for like ladies in Smash and like commentating. I feel like those are two of the biggest up and coming Smash commentators, especially for female commentators. And Senpai starting to get more of these jobs for these big majors. I really don't. I can't see people not wanting them both at something like Evo and CEO. Especially as it continues. So I could definitely, and she's very much into, the same assortment of games as Vicky Kitty. So I can very much see something like Senpai being next up on Nintendo America's list if she were to continue down the route that she's currently going.
I agree. There's not much to say. I feel like she is on her way and she does do good things, and, she seems presentable in a lot of different ways and kind of really open as an individual. So, like, couldn't agree more.
Done. That wraps it up. That wraps it up for our topics today. So like with the end of that, congratulations again to Vicky Kitty. Congratulations,
Tweak.
To Tweak on winning. Get on my level. Get well, Etika. Get well, DC. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that pretty much does it. Thank you guys for listening. And hopefully you guys find this good and in kind. If you're looking for more content of this nature, please be sure to let us know, and we'll do our best. But that pretty much does it for us. We'll see you guys later. It's been The Infinite and Smurf. Deuce Dose.